like for me, it was like a very painful experience. Like it was very painful because I have a trauma because
Okay.
we were separated and and I was trying to plan things, but communication was not really working at all because she was like kind of stonewalling me, as they say, and I was trying to find options for us to make it work for our daughter. Uh,
Because your financial situation.
well, yeah, or
Because when you're facing a divorce, we need to understand. I mean, if even like if you're not super rich, you have to realize that it's gonna be a financial consequence, like a very hard
even
financial.
people that are rich, if they lose half of what they got, it's a different perspective in life. But anyway,
Yeah, but as I mean,
but
normal
that's not
people
what I
as
was. No, this is. I mean, this is absolutely not
oh,
what I'm talking about
okay,
at all.
okay.
It's just like when you like committed to be married and to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, if you go through like couples therapy and things like that, and you see that things are not working out
Mm-hmm.
in a very like long time frame, and then you come to the decision that it's better to separate, and then you're separated within the same house, and you still have kids, well, a daughter to take care of, and she sees that situation, and you're trying to make it work, but it doesn't work. I thought like it would be like the responsible way to say, okay, well, not to say, but we agreed that we would have like mediation for the divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where I had my trauma. Is that I really thought that we would make it work for our daughter, like to still have that understanding that
Mm-hmm.
it was better because once you have lawyers involved, then it's war. Whatever happens, it's war because they're going to push for things
Mm-hmm.
that you are not ready for. They're going to say, yeah, but if we ask more for this, then we can get this, and like you get into strategies that it has
You
nothing to
didn't
do
even think
with
about that.
that
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with your approach to this,
Mm-hmm.
and we agreed on that, and then we're separated within the same house for I think a year, almost a year, and then we were supposed to move in together in separate bedrooms type of thing, and she found a job, and then she just found an apartment, and then I need to find one, and and then nothing was happening for a few weeks and months, and it was like, so when do we get this divorce, like like
Yeah, we need
starting,
to.
because we
Mm-hmm.
are not even living in the same place anymore, and we already like sharing custody of our daughter. It
Mm-hmm.
was like every other day at the beginning, then 1 week and 1 week, and 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 it went that like that for a month, and I was like, can we start the process? Like, I mean, I cannot live like that, still being
Like
married
not
and
knowing where you're,
and
what
not,
you are.
yes, like
Mm-hmm.
you need to have like some type of stability, like at least in your mind, to know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
and and then I didn't hear back for a month, and then a guy knocked at my door, like the police guy, sheriff, knocked at my door and just served me the divorce papers, and I was like, okay, so lawyers are involved. I'm in deep shit right now because I cannot afford it, and
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was all about that. It was
And your
all.
daughter is calling
My
you
daughter
right.
is calling me now. Yeah,
Just answer her. Put
yeah.
pause.
The reason why I have trauma is because I try to like make it amicable, even though things were not working out. And we went to couples therapy, and we went through all the steps, and
To
it
make
was
it work.
to make it work, and it just didn't work. And I thought we would keep it that way to try to make it work, whatever the situation is, to try to make it work. Like for the benefit, like for our daughter at least, so she's not in she's in a good environment. And it was going that way until I was served with the papers. It was like, oh my god, I don't
Just
know.
okay. Just people. The only advice. I mean, I went through a divorce too.
Mm, but you,
It was amicable,
mhm.
and but amicable like
No lawyers.
no lawyers, but emotionally wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it
amicable.
was,
But as I was saying, probably the last episode of Super right now is that sometimes you have to decide what you want, and I needed peace before justice. So, but in order to have that, I thought about my daughter first and the co-parenting. So, as much as I mean, I don't hate my ex-husband now. Probably I hated like 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, super right now, it's irrelevant for me
Yeah.
because for instance, I divorced him because he is never going to be the person I want him to be,
Mm-hmm.
and he divorced me because I know I will never be the person that he want me to be,
Mm-hmm.
and he will never be the parent. So I need to stop trying, or I stopped trying to, even when we were divorced, to put in my mind that
Change.
he
Yeah.
will change, but he won't, and
Yeah.
I won't change
Mm-hmm.
for him.
Yeah.
So what I always say even to you or to my friends that probably are going to the same situation, never ever, never, it's a no, use your kids to punish the other one. Meaning that
I think that's the rule number
I
one.
have, yeah, but sadly,
Yeah.
many parents, and I won't say the woman or the man, I just say many parents use their kids to punish the other one. And that's so how do I say, so sad, so out of humanity, because even though I could have taken a very, very
Very punish.
punishful strategy towards my ex-husband. I did not,
Mm-hmm.
because I chose my daughter, because she needs her dad. And that's what we need to understand, that it doesn't matter if they cheated on you and whatever they did, it was towards you, not toward your daughter or your son. They don't
I
have to
think something
pay.
they don't do anything towards
No,
the other person. It's just they
no,
did it to
but I
themselves.
mean, yeah, I know, but some people take like use their own kids to punish the other for
Mm-hmm.
whatever the reason, like because you're getting divorced because the other one cheated on you, because they lie, because it's not working, whatever the situation is you're facing. Many people use their kids to punish because they are hurting,
Yeah.
they feel
That's
hurt.
yeah, unconceivable for me,
Yeah,
but it does happen
that
a
happen
lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
and and they start like claiming that I will feel for 100% of custody of my kids because you cheated on me. Yeah, they cheated on you, not on your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that I think, and if he listen, my ex-husband, I don't know. Yeah, and I told him like several times, you are a very bad husband, because that's the truth. And
Mm-hmm.
probably I was a very horrible wife, but I can accept that he's a good parent, good dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I am a good mother. So I don't mess with that, because my daughter has the right, and every kid has the right to be with both parents. They need mother and no
Yeah.
and father equally.
As long as
And
they don't impact them
you
negatively,
know,
at
I like me.
least to
No,
the
I mean,
least.
if you are not a child molester or an alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean a bad person, your kid needs you. You are, I mean, that's how I see. And it took me a year, because I went to a therapy, to understand that, yeah, I was pregnant. Yeah, I gave birth, but that doesn't mean that I own my kid. I mean, I need his help
Mm-hmm.
to have a daughter.
Yeah.
So that being a mother, because in the past it's like, oh no, the mom is the one that needs to be with their kids because she gave birth, and no, no, the
Well, to
dad.
start with, you don't own your kids. The only responsibility you have is to make them great adults, because the most of their lifetime they will be adults. So your responsibility is to make them the best human they can be, or to find their place in this world and to bring to others and at least to be content for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's your
Yeah,
responsibility.
yeah. Well, but in
And
terms,
people, and that's really like frustrate me when I see people say, "This is my child. It will be my child forever, and I will do." It's like, okay, you don't have to be so dramatic. Okay, it is your child. It will be your child forever, and I understand that. As a parent, I understand that. But from the moment like my daughter was born, my role, my responsibility was to make this baby a great human being
a
and
good
to
man.
walk her through these
And it's
steps,
a
even if I don't have all the ropes and and from what I've learned from my life, the mistakes that I made, things that I've been impatient for, and still I am, and for mistakes that I've made that I regret. Like this is what you can provide, or things that I've learned from my grandparents or my parents. Um, then you can apply it. Says, you know what, these were great lessons because at first I didn't believe it, and then I faced it and I experienced it, and they were right. So I just want you to know that this is right. There are like some basic things in life, whatever the progress or the technology is, what is like the world bringing to you, whether it's 1908 or 2020 or 2040, there will be like some very basics of the human nature that will still remain the same.
yeah.
And these are the things that you need to keep within yourself, because it doesn't matter. Like 200 years ago, people were not fearing to be dead by a nuclear weapon that could
Or a
destroy.
coronavirus.
Yeah, but well, yeah, 200 years ago they knew
Well,
about viruses, but they were not fearing that some like egomaniac, crazy psychopath would push a button and make a whole country
explode.
explode, which has been the fact in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like a little bit less now because we build up like political agreements between countries, to not use weapons or like to have less resort or whatever. But they need it for power to have like a pressure on other countries. But in the 60s, people were actually fearing that some crazy guy would push the button for whatever reason, and that's what's going on with like North Korea as well. Like for the past 10 years, been, oh, we're trying to have a nuclear power. What does that mean? Like if we have somebody like that having nuclear power, like everybody, like it's a threat to China, it's a threat to
Yeah, well,
anyway. So we
we
live in this fear. So I just want to say, like, this is technology fear. Like we fear about wherever we're heading because of technology, but we still have all these like basic human lessons to provide to each other.
to our kids.
Yes.
So going back
Eh,
to the co-parenting,
yeah.
going back
I
from
like
not
the overview of things.
North Korea to going back to
Yes.
co-parenting, just please don't use your children
Yes.
as a way to punish the other one. It's not fair.
Or to
Your
pressure the
kids
other one.
or to pressure. It's not fair. Kids need their parents both equally.